I'm coming. Gotta wait for this one. Woo. Welcome back, guys. Woo! I'm excited today. I talked a while back about scam. Well, I do have an issue. Go ahead and get ready for this one. So I admit it, I have a problem with buying small cameras, and that's my issue. Hopefully this will help me soothe my needs for a while. We have the GoPro Hero 11, DJI Action 2, oldie but a goodie. Not really old, but in today's world, it's getting old. It's the oldest camera I have. Insta360 X3. That's what's in store today. That's what you gotta be excited about. That's what I'm gonna test today. And a lot of junk. Well, a lot of stuff I got with it. You wanna see? I went a little overboard with GoPro. And let's put this away. So with the GoPro, I decided to get the Media Mod, right? Media Mod, protective case to go diving with. Media Mod Light. I figured for 30 bucks, if it doesn't work for the camera, I can use it as a flashlight. 2.0 three-way grip, where it extends out. You do selfie stuff. This is fun. Falcon Inky sent me this for review. This is gonna be my second one. I used one on my RX0. I've done a review on that before. That one stays attached to the RX0, and this will be one that I will work with the GoPro Hero 11 Black. I use this, different review, but I use it at nighttime and see if it works out with turning the stabilization off on the GoPro and just using the gimbal. That is the best combination at night if you're gonna do filming at night. So look forward to that one, subscribe, and maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe. A battery charger, I'll link it down below, but so far I just charged it up. It's one of the chargers that you could also charge other devices. So you charge it and you can charge your GoPro or your Action 2 or whatever else you have with the out point. And then inside here you have spots for 3 batteries and then micro SD cards right here. Put that in, put it in your bag. It's the size of a good size lens, a medium sized lens. Put that in your bag. You got your cards, you have your battery charging, and you can charge something else if you need to. Actually, the A7 IV, you can charge that if you want to, or whatever camera you have. That's a lot of stuff. Let's just get rid of it and make some room. Talk about these bad boys. Woo. This is my fancy rig that I use to test these cameras. So I did a little bit of audio back and forth in the video. Not really a testing, I just want to let you hear the different sounds to kind of make your own judgment. But it's not really like a quality sound test for these, because it's not fair to have this on and these don't have anything. So what do we test here? We tested the single lens mode on the RX3, not the 360, because obviously these aren't 360 cameras. I wanted to see if this could stack up with these two in single lens mode. I did edit the footage. So at the beginning, I'll show you it's pretty much unedited, and then we switch over when you see different colors. I went ahead and tried to edit the footage, make it look as best I thought possible. We did some walking around. It's been, with all the rain from Ian, it's been very cloudy, not really sunny days. So a pretty good test to show you what the cameras can do in a lower light environment. Took it out to the tennis court a little bit. So went to the pool and show you what the colors look like inside the pool. And that is what the test is going to be. So I will shut up now and let you watch the footage, and you can come back at the end and I'll tell you my thoughts. Is that a deal? Is that a deal? All right, get to it. Roll the footage. 1, 2, 3. There's my dog. Ludo, what do you think about these cameras? GoPro, Action, Insta. Walk outside. Insta's on standard. GoPro's on natural. DJI is on their natural looking thing. cloudy day. We'll do a sunny day also, but you got to give all of them a chance to show what they can do. The pond is a little dirty. I put a net over it to catch the leaves, so I got to pull that out. I'm just trying to figure out when I'll pull. Once I pull it out, it's hard to be put back in. I need to scoop it out. The clouds and stuff from Hurricane Ian. A little bit of color. You should see the setup I got here. Got a rubber band holding the Action 2 on. So we'll look at skin tones here. Excuse me. Overall look of the image. See which one you like more. I'm curious also with this look. I've been waiting for the GoPro 11 for a while to come out. Now I do have the GoPro on the media mod with the front microphone working. So that should have the best sound of all of them. Not really doing a sound test on this go around, more about image, so I'll go back and forth just to show you the difference between the three, but I guess that's really unfair since the GoPro's got the media mod. I can also easily put something on the Action 2. But FedEx! He's the guy that brings me all my cameras. Again, this is a good test for these cameras because we all know they're going to rock and roll in the bright sunshine, but when it comes to this kind of overcast, lower light situation, they all tend to suffer. Again, this is a good test for these cameras because we all know they're going to rock and roll in the bright sunshine, but when it comes to this kind of overcast, lower light situation, they all tend to suffer. Again, this is a good test for these cameras because we all know they're going to rock and roll in the bright sunshine, but when it comes to this kind of overcast, lower light situation, they all tend to suffer and kind of show those true colors. Speaking of colors, 10 bits going on with the GoPro. I've seen lots and lots of videos of the GoPro, right, with 10 bit. I do see a difference, and it is not 422, it's 420, so it's not the best of the best, but it is an action camera, and we're starting from somewhere. Can you see the puffball in the Action 2? I'm sorry if that's in there. So why did I put the Action 2 on here is because I don't have the, let me move it forward a little bit. I don't really have the Action 3. Well, I have the Action 3, and I have no plans of buying the Action 3. That's one of them I was like, not. But the Action 2 has the same sensor as the Action 3. So it should give you a good look of what do you think an Action 3 would look like. Now there's many comparisons out there with the Action 3 versus the GoPro. Everyone pretty much says the GoPro will win. Will win on image quality, and I do agree on that, but ease of use is the Action 3 and the Action 2. The Action 2 is a very unique camera. I have the Action 3 and I have no plans of buying the Action 3. That's one of them I was like, no. But the Action 2 has the same sensor as the Action 3. So it should give you a good look of what do you think an Action 3 would look like. Now there's many comparisons out there with the Action 3 versus the GoPro. Everyone pretty much says the GoPro will win. On image quality, and I do agree on that, but ease of use is the Action 3 and the Action 2. The Action 2 is a very unique camera. You guys still around? You still here? Nice. Thanks for sticking around. You want to know my thoughts about this? Okay. Couple of things. I could go on and on about the GoPro and some issues that it has. But the two things that are on my mind real quick are, now you correct me if I'm wrong. USB-C in the GoPro, USB-C to your MacBook, transferring files, doesn't recognize the computer. Doesn't recognize it, right? I can't get it to recognize. It has to be USB-C to USB-C-A, and then it will recognize. Am I wrong on that? Anybody else seeing that? If not, then I'll figure out what's going on my side. But just want to throw that out there. Let's talk about footage. All right, what did you like? What did you didn't like about the footage that you just saw? Short and sweet. Best is the GoPro. Second best is the Action 2, and then Insta. Sometimes the Insta looked pretty good. It was like a different style look, but most of the time these two beat it out, which in all theory should work out because these are dedicated point and shoot, wide angle type of action photos. Second job, or I would say it's the second job, is single lens mode. Its main purpose is 360. I thought at least with the 1/2" sensor with the front lens, it would be a little more clear than what it really is. As you saw from the pictures from the pool, going up to the mic speaker down below, you can read it really well on the GoPro. It looks pretty clear. Action 2's not too bad, but the Insta's got that muddy, just not very good looking footage with that. Skin tones for Insta360 have never been that really good. They're kind of washed out, mushy looking. So I didn't like that. Now GoPro had too good of a skin tones. Kind of shows all the flaws in the face. I noticed that when I was walking, you'll see that I had some acne here, and it looked somewhat okay in the Action 2, but in the GoPro, it kind of like, ooh, you're nasty. So, sorry about that. So image quality, again, I give it to the GoPro, the Action 2, and then the Insta. I do really think the 10-bit does make a difference. It does brighten up the colors and brighten up the shadows in the colors. So you kind of see some detail in the shadows. I wonder what the Action 3 is going to do with the 10-bit. Now I realize that the 10-bit at 420 10-bit, which is not as good as 422, which is in the Sony a7 IV, it's better than what it had before. After fumbling around with the GoPro just for about 3 or 4 days now, it feels outdated in the design itself compared to the Action 2, and then just looking at the Action 3 with the magnets and everything else too, so much easier to mount, unmount. So many different options with the Action 2, easily to use the magnet to place it on a car, on a roof, or whatever. This is just good because it's with you, right? So if you have the 360 going and you want to switch over real quick and just do a front shot and not have the whole like 360 look, you could switch over to this. I would probably just go ahead and film 360 and then in post pull it in and kind of get your front shot look, your wide angle, or your linear look if you can. Try to do it that way. I wouldn't just go to the single lens mode here on purpose. I tried to like GoPro more because US company, we're here in the US, versus DJI, which is overseas, and there's a lot of issues with your data. Where's your data going with DJI? And you can read all the articles about that. I know some places I'm not even allowed to film with DJI in certain places because they're worried about it, but that is kind of why I want to get away from DJI a little bit, and I'm pull for GoPro to kind of pull through. So I'm going to stick with the GoPro. Do I sell the Action 2? That's the only thing. I don't like too many cameras around. It makes me, I don't know, I got a little thing about that. I have to get rid of, I can't have too many cameras that I'm not using. You can't just sit over there and do nothing. It's got to be being used. It's got to be the camera that I go to for certain stuff. Now this video was long. Let me know what you thought of the footage. I'm going to do a lot more testing with the GoPro. There's a lot more I want to do with the gimbal and everything else to see how it performs after a while. If I get any weird issues with the camera failing. I know I had some corrupted files already when it comes to transferring it from the media mod with the cord to the computer. It got some of the files over, but one of the files didn't go over. And then I had to take the SD card out and plug it in, and then that way it worked, but unfortunately. My time's running out on the camera, so I'm going to say goodbye now, but please subscribe and like to the channel, and let me know what you would like to see me do with these cameras. Something you want to see, night, dark, day, whatever. Peace.